that we do some dormant pruning. I've got two blackberry vines, thornless. The one on this side is a black satin, and the one on this side is a Chester. And every year at this time in the winter, we need to take off the vines that fruited for us the previous year. So the 2023 fruiting vines come off, and we leave the new growth, which will be the 2024 fruiting vines. So let's get on with this, but first I'm going to show you close up exactly what I mean by that. So let me show you examples of a fruiting and a non-fruiting vine. This one bore fruit in 2023, so we want to follow it back and take that vine out. It's not going to do anything for us in 2024. Now this one right here has no evidence of fruiting, so it was a new one in 2023. That means it's going to give us fruit in 2024. From this point on, it's just a slow job. Go careful, make sure you're only cutting out what needs to get cut out. So we've got all the 2023 fruited vines cut out now, and we've been using these ties that we like, foam covered wire, and training what's left in to the arbor again. Well, we've got them all cleaned up now. This is the black satin we call Blackie, and it has 3 main vines to fruit for the year. Going over to the other side, we have Chester. Chester has 4 main vines this year, and it looks to be like we've got a very strong year. Got them all trained in over the arbor, and now all that's left is for Al and I to clean up the rest of the debris. Well, it's that time. I need to get some seeds sown, because there's things that just take a longer time in the garden. And I went back into my garden journal and had a look. I sowed these things on February 18th back in 2022. I sowed them on February 12th back in 2023. So today is February 5th, and I'm going to be sowing them just a little bit earlier. I'm going to take that chance because Mr. Groundhog didn't see his shadow, so that means that it's potentially an early spring for us here. It's a fine line in Chicagoland, Zone 5B. We really can have frosts quite late, and it's not safe to get a lot of things out till the middle of May or later. You can get away with a few things that are cold hardy earlier than that, some years, but you just never know. So I don't like to sow things too early and then have them inside. They get leggy and I have to babysit them too long, and it's just chance for trouble. So let me get this camera turned around. I'd love to show you what I'm choosing to sow this year. First on my list and foremost is this Patterson onion. I did it for the first time in 2023, and I am going to sow every seed that I have left in this packet because they are marvelous. They've made me probably self-sufficient in onions until the next crop comes in. Never thought that would happen, but look at, they're just as hard and firm. And this is the typical size, this on the small end and this on the large end of the onions that I harvested. So Patterson for the win in 2024. Next up are the Elsa Craig. These were fabulous, and my goodness, were they large. They lasted for us about 4 months, which was delightful, and they had a very sweet taste. So they're on the roster for this year. New for me this year are the Walla Walla onions. They are sweet, but they don't have a very good shelf life. Just a matter of a few weeks after harvest. Next up are the ruby red onion. I love this onion. It's the first red onion that I tried that I can do. And they've held up well. These are still nice and firm, but I have to say I probably have about 25 or 30% that are trying to sprout now. But it's February. They've lasted this long. Yeehaw. And the leeks are up next. I'm going to do King Richard and American Flag, my favorite. Again, they're both very, very good, but American Flag does get the edge because I seem to be able to get them a little bit larger. Last year I did 2 types of shallots, the red conservor and this zabroon. I only have seeds for the zabroon and I really don't have a lot of room, so zabroon it is for the year, and they're still holding up great. Next up are celery and celeriac. This Utah tall is my consistent favorite, but that tango is pretty dang amazing. First time I'm going to be doing celeriac, so yay. My garden can never have too many bunching onions, so Ishikura is a new one for me this year. Then my Italian Red of Florence's, and last year's new favorite, Parade. Quite excited about these. Honestly, I purchase my pepper plants at the nursery, but this year I'm going to do some seeds. I'm going to do some Alma paprika seeds and some ahi mango with a little bit of heat peppers. Those were kindly sent to me from Allie. So as long as I'm down in the garage to put together the trays for sowing, I've found 2 more containers to do some extra winter sowing. So I mixed up some more of my favorite Pro Mix with vermiculite, and I'm going to get these going. I've got definitely plenty of flowers to get rolling outside. And we have some takeaway Greek, so home came another container. And this will be perfect again for more flowers. All right. So I am in the garage to get those trays ready. And in the fall, I put together some seed starting mix, and I'm adding some extra vermiculite to it. I'm going to put just a little bit of balanced organic fertilizer in here, not much, but these seedlings are going to be in here for a while, and this will help them along. I wanted to show you this new tray that I got. I see them all over the place on the European channels, just not here in the States. I found it in the most obscure place. It was a little shop in a strip mall in Tennessee that sold like houseplants. And I saw it down underneath on the floor, and it was for sale. It was dirty, dusty, but I'm like, I'll have that. And I love this thing. It is fabulous. So next I'm going to get this hydrated. These are those starter cells that have the silicone bottom. They're beautiful to get the plants out later when they're ready to come out. So I got those 3 trays filled up with my starter mix concoction, and I'll take them up in the dining room and get them sowed. In the winter sowing containers, I ended up doing red marigolds from Allie and bicolor French marigolds that I saved. In the milk jug, I did a pansy mix. And then I got those winter sown containers out with their friends on the balcony deck and finished up my sowing. It went very smoothly, and I'm pretty excited about my choices. We have set up one of the partial guts of one of the zipper greenhouses from outside to hold the seedlings. And I've got 3 grow lights attached on those shelves. They are from Aldi. Aldi has carried them in the late winter, spring for the last 2 years. They're reasonable, they work very well, they're broad spectrum. And I am going to try something that I've never tried before. One of these Mylar rescue blankets to help reflect some extra light. It says it's 52 by 84. These are normally used in rescue situations. They're supposed to hold in about 90% of your body heat if you were stuck somewhere and needed that. Stick back to itself. Ooh, I'm going to try to get this on 3 sides so it also would reflect some daylight sun. And hook it on there with some binder clips. Well, my immediate honest opinion is I think this is going to work out great. I've got it going around 3 sides, and it is reflecting back some sunlight to those cells inside. Right now I've got what I planted up yesterday and the ginger for the ginger grow along and a tray of microgreens. Like it. Well, there's what it looks like from the outside looking in. I really think this is going to be pretty fabulous. I'm so glad that you wanted to spend time with me and my garden this week. I hope you got something out of it, maybe learned a little something about pruning, or got some ideas about things to sow. And remember, sometimes the only thing we harvest is knowledge, and that's okay. Bye for now. We'll see you on the next one.